Humans have made a habit of viewing nature as a contest, one where who is strongest and who is not is something that can easily be determined. The largest, most aggressive animals are regarded as the mightiest, with the smaller and more passive creatures ending up either as dinner or squashed. People sit on the edge of their seats waiting to find out who would win in a battle, a silverback gorilla or a polar bear, a T-Rex or a Spinosaurus, a tiger shark or a bull shark. They revel in placing themselves at the top of the food chain as God's chosen species, destined to rule over the world, being judges over all others. Of the over 1 trillion species estimated to be on Earth, it is one of humanity's greatest pleasures to imagine animals at their strongest, duking it out. However, in our hubris, we have overlooked something great, something amazing, something with the strength, intelligence, and willpower to overthrow us on a whim. The one creature on this earth that stands above us, and the one that stands above all across the universe. Red Pandas, the master species. Origins of the red panda. Trillions of years ago, before all things but God, the great Almighty was drafting plans for the creation of existence. Chemistry, math, physics, and their intricate intertwining had already been fleshed out. From atoms to stars to black holes, every wonder that exists today had been meticulously conceptualized. God's last task was to design the life that would live in our soon-to-be universe. For his first creation, God brought out all the bells and whistles. Sugar, spice, everything nice. Heck, throw in some super soldier serum. 2 legs? No. How about 4? 5? No, that's too many. Make the 5th a tail. Fur? Yes, fur is good. But where should it go? Everywhere, even on the feed season inside the ears. Color? A sleek apple red. Laser eyes, X-ray vision, fire breath, ability to breathe underwater, adamantium skeleton, immunity to disease and ailments, can see into the future and everything else cool. God finally stopped and took a step back to look at his creation. All it needs is a name, he thought, but before he could ponder any more, the creature opened its eyes, stared at God, and said, "I am the Red Panda." Proud and satisfied of the Red Panda, God set it aside and began working on the rest of the creatures. When they were complete, he prepared to finally set them loose upon the universe. But at the last second, he hesitated. All the animals, compared to the Red Panda, were immensely inferior in every way. None could compare. God did not believe the other animals could coexist with the Red Panda, even those on other planets and in other galaxies. For so great was the might of the Red Panda. God could not bring himself to scrap or change the greatest animal created, nor could he justify placing a being this mighty in the presence of such pathetic creatures. God mulled long over this issue, and eventually came to a conclusion. All the animals except the Red Panda would be sent into the universe. They would be given billions of years to grow, evolve, and strengthen themselves. Finally, when the time seemed right, God would let the Red Panda loose upon the world. Fast forward to the fabulous year of 1825, the first industrial revolution. Beethoven jamming on the keys, trains, sweet, sweet, innocent colonialism. Mankind was proving itself to be the dominant species on Earth, spreading to all ends of the world and ravaging the land. Every creature on the land and sea was miserable, and even those across the far reaches of the universe were unhappy with their pathetic existences. They, and all their ancestors before them, had carried on the sway. Their only reason for living was to raise the next generation in the hopes that they may find some sliver of enjoyment in life. This was also the year that God had reached a breaking point. The glorious Red Panda had been withheld from the universe for far too long, and it was time for the panda's debut. It was the morning of March 27th in the quiet forest of Nepal. Suddenly, there was a bright flash. Its intensity was so great, all the trees in the area shriveled in fear and burst into flames. The force of its power was so mighty, the very ground split and was thrown up for miles, creating what we now know today as the Himalayan mountains. As quickly as this terrible disturbance came, it faded, and calm settled over the new land. And there, at the tip of the newborn Mount Everest, were 100 fully grown red pandas, unscathed and looking picture perfect, ready for this world. The arrival of the red pandas caused a great upheaval in the universe, but for the better. For the first time in history, happiness, cuteness, and all other good things were brought into existence. Even kittens and puppies were ugly, chocolate tasted like butt, and trampolines had no bounds until red pandas came and brought out the good things in life. All of Earth and the rest of the universe with it had almost instantly become a utopia. Literally nothing bad happened for the rest of 1825. But all good things must come to an end, and unfortunately, great as the red pandas are, the evil of mankind caused Earth to slowly fall back into chaos. The rest of the universe is still a utopia, though. As they watched humans devolve back into violence and hatred, the red pandas were clues to themselves, deciding that Earth truly wasn't prepared to accept all that they had to offer, and instead they would work in the background to push humanity towards a better future. Now, red pandas aren't just better than you because they're the embodiment of all good things. In order for you to truly understand, let's dive a little into the physical makeup of red pandas and their abilities. In their earthly forms, red pandas are roughly 1 meter long, weighing 4.5 kilograms of pure muscle. They have 4 legs, the optimal number, and a tail that can break a man's neck. They are covered head to tail in fur and even the bottom of their feet. Furry feet give them a stealth bonus, allowing them to walk without making a single sound. This pairs exceptionally well with their ability to turn completely invisible and intangible at will, making them one of the stealthiest creatures in existence. There are 18 red pandas hidden in this image. Can you find them all? There they are. The panda's thick fur also allows them to survive very comfortably in low temperatures, which is very helpful at high altitudes since red pandas can fly. In fact, red pandas can live and even move normally in absolute zero. Their fur allows them to change color and texture, much like octopuses and cuttlefish, except better. Although the vast majority of the time, red pandas will keep their fur at a standard combination of reddish-brown, black, and white for aesthetic reasons. Red pandas also don't need to breathe, though they are able to if they please. This unique trait, coupled with their ability to fly, has allowed them to be the only species in the universe capable of unassisted space travel. The speed required to break Earth's gravitational pull is Mach 33, and red pandas are easily capable of achieving this. Their top speed has never truly been recorded, but based on their own testimony, they can travel faster than light. But light speed in space can only get you so far, even if you're traveling 1,000 times faster than it. Luckily, red pandas have the gusto to overcome even this seemingly impossible challenge. Red pandas have controlled both time and space, effectively allowing them to reach any destination at any time they please. I mentioned how the fur of red pandas keeps them comfortably warm, even in cold temperatures. Now you may say, well, if it keeps them that warm, then they'll overheat when it gets hot. No, you're wrong. Shut up. Red pandas are immune to any kind of extreme heat. In fact, red pandas are so extraordinarily durable that they're completely immune to any kind of damage or harm, be it heat, cold, pressure, piercing, slashing, blunt force, disembowelment, deatomization, explosions, irritated bowels, lethal tinnitus, psychological, you name it. Put a red panda in the corona of a star and they won't even break a sweat. Put a red panda in a black hole and they'll just climb right out along with all the cool things they found inside. Call a red panda a mean name and they'll hand you a phone and tell you to call your loved ones for the last time. Even sickness has no hold on red pandas. Their immune systems are perfect. Every single cell in their body has full-blown sapience and works together as a hive mind. Because of this, they have no allergies, and they are immune to all diseases and illnesses. Not even poisons or toxins can work on them. Even radiation has no effect, since red pandas all have a super healing factor, kind of like Wolverine or Deadpool. Except every time they have to heal something, their body produces a lollipop to reward them for being such strong little brave pandas. Red pandas are also ludicrously strong, able to lift over 1 million kilograms, the lead farfel, and Yo Mama at the same time. 2 red pandas together have the combined strength of 3 red pandas. 3 pandas together have the strength of 6, 4 the strength of 10, and so on. A single red panda can also work 3 jobs and raise 2 kids at the same time, making them so strong and wholesome. Red pandas also have a variety of hidden utilities, like a living toolbox or a multi-tool. In a jiffy, a red panda can be improvised as a hammer, screwdriver, fork and knife, car jack, leaf blower, you name it, the possibilities are endless. Have you ever read Marvel or DC comics with all those superhero powers? Red pandas have all those too, and more. Laser vision, that's pretty cool, but so are hidden miniguns that shoot acid-covered rockets behind the eyes. Super intelligence? Is literal omniscience good enough for you? Even Jedi and Sith Lords can't tap into the Force the same way Red Pandas do, and don't even get me started on anime powers. Red Pandas also have extremely acute hearing, such that they can hear anyone talking poorly about Red Pandas anywhere in the universe. However, they mostly use this hearing to search for apples, grapes, and bamboo and other favorite red panda snacks. How is this so? These foods actually tremble in fear when red pandas are near, and red pandas can hear their shaking. The eyesight of red pandas is equally impressive, able to pick up on the location of apples anywhere in the world, as red pandas' vision can see past the curvature of the Earth, and through space to other planets. Lastly, a red panda's smell is phenomenal. With just a passing whiff, they can immediately tell what food is spoiled, whether soup needs more seasoning, and who passed gas in a room of over 1,000 moving people. After this brief insight into the unique traits of red pandas, hopefully you now feel very inadequate and understand where you rank when compared to them. Not all details could be included since this video has to only be 20 minutes. If you find yourself wondering, these red pandas seem extremely overpowered and inconsistent, is all this actually true? Well, you're asking a lot of questions, so how's about you step inside and we talk for a minute? Notable red pandas throughout history. Every red panda is the main protagonist in a real-life, self-contained, compelling story. All red pandas to have ever lived have accomplished significant and/or awe-inspiring feats, enough to make anyone cry. The results of their lives echo through ours, and too often we take them for granted. Some have had absolutely no effect on us, but their exploits are no less impressive. Here are a select few red pandas and some of their many feats chosen at complete random. Speedy, the red panda who exists at the center of the universe. Speedy enjoys life at the center of the universe, watching everything rotate and spin around. Nobody really knows why Speedy stays there, but the other pandas who visit say that Speedy is very content in the center of everything. Speedy stays in regular contact with family, but otherwise stays fairly solitary. Phantasmo. Phantasmo is extremely well known through Red Panda Society for his elaborate magic tricks. Being a red panda, Phantasmo obviously used real magic to saw pandas in half, or read someone's card. But when humans learned of his tricks, they demanded to be taught. Phantasmo then converted all of his tricks to require special tools, sleight of hand, and misdirection, instead of all-powerful sorceries. He eventually grew tired of people still pestering him to teach them his magic tricks, so instead he came up with the greatest trick of all time. Phantasmo designed all languages that have ever existed, and began teaching them to different groups of people, telling them that the new words contained special powers. Eventually, these people only use the words taught by Phantasmo, and that is why nowadays there's such a thing as language barriers in French class. Flippernips. Flippernips was the first creature to ever do a roundhouse kick. She performed it at the annual talent show hosted by the Master Species, and everyone who saw it agreed it was totally badass. One audience member was so impressed they even named their newborn baby after her. Flippernips also won first place. During the following talent show, Flippernips also performed the first bicycle kick, followed by another roundhouse, for which she received a standing ovation, 30 roses, and 18 pairs of panties thrown on stage. And first place again. She later went on to invent and popularize knock-knock jokes. Plum Diddly Dumpkins, called PDD or PID by friends, invented firefighting. Before he did this, animals were all at the mercy of fire and could only run. Pid and the rest of the red pandas at first didn't really understand why the other animals ran from fire, since red pandas were immune to it. Once the other animals explained that fire hurty, Pid started beating the hell out of the first fire he saw. His first attempt wasn't very graceful, but after more time and more practice, he developed all the techniques used today. Also, while developing firefighting techniques, Pid invented squirt guns. After determining they weren't very effective, he changed the marketing so they could be sold as toys, vastly improving summertime fun and wet t-shirt contests. Dill created dilled pickles, and thus has the most impressive achievement of the group by far. Nobody can deny the social, economical, and especially medical importance of dilled pickles, without which humans and Earth would undeniably be in a much worse state than they are now. Please take a moment to thank Dill for the great gift that was bestowed upon us. Though you've only now learned of a few red pandas, you no doubt feel the weight of their impact on the world as we know it. While we rapidly scroll through some uncredited inventions and achievements by red pandas, please take some time to appreciate all they have done and thank the next red panda you see for all their hard work. Red pandas and their pathetic comparisons. Okay, I'm gonna set some stuff straight right now. As I said in part 1, red pandas appeared on Earth in 1825 and were discovered immediately after in the beautiful forests of Nepal. You want to know when giant pandas were found? 1869. That's right, 44 years after the master species, and they were probably found eating dirt in a ditch or something. Red pandas are the original pandas, the OPs, but y'all still think of these bland fakers when you hear the word panda. Just remember, we were here first. Now, about mother fudging raccoons. Though they may look alike, red pandas and raccoons are vastly different. Red pandas are not sneaky little garbage thieves, unlike their raccoon counterparts. They're upstanding members of society who kiss babies instead of stealing their candy. You can always trust a red panda, but be careful that it isn't a raccoon in disguise. You can usually tell upon closer inspection because its red fur will be garbage ketchup, white areas will be garbage mayonnaise, and the black fur will be trash bags. Lastly, foxes. You cannot combine a fox and a raccoon to make a red panda. You just can't. Stop trying. That's not how genetics work. Red panda culture and society. Humans have countless rich cultures and subcultures, each teeming with amazing intricacies. Red pandas have cooler habits and traditions though. For starters, red pandas are all practicing altruists, though they are not born this way, but in fact, this is a learned behavior passed down from generation to generation of pandas. If you ever need a cup of sugar or someone to drive you to the airport, you can rely on a red panda. The primary language spoken by the red panda master species is called Pandanese. It consists only of the sound wa. Different words and syntaxes are achieved by applying varying intonations, durations, and inflections to the wa sound, like so. Wa, 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 wa. Nobody other than red pandas have been able to learn this language, even with instruction from the pandas themselves. Everyone else is just too stupid to be able to comprehend it. Even when speaking other languages, such as English or Russian, red pandas have a tendency to throw in the wa sound from Pandanese at random times. It can be likened to how Smurfs will substitute seemingly random words with Smurf. Red pandas are also famous for their super awesome birthday parties. Traditional red panda birthdays have at least one Ferris wheel, bumper cars, and a jousting arena. Attendees also give the birthday panda fist bumps and high fives according to their new age, and the panda's friends and family come together to write and perform a custom song in whatever genre the birthday panda wants. The cake is an exact likeness of the birthday panda, and when they blow out the candles, their wish actually comes true. Red panda weddings are very similar, except for the addition of a cannonball contest, not the kind you do in a pool. Red pandas also have a vast number of holidays, but here are some notable ones. Punt-a-Snep Day, Punt-It Again Day, Punt-a-Snep Day 3, the punting, International Red Panda Day, Taco Tuesdays, Wah Wednesdays, Say Wah Backwards Day, and St. Pandas Day. Red pandas also have their own youth organization, Panda Scouts. It's similar to Boy and Girl Scouts, except the pandas actually get to do cooler stuff like learn how to sword fight, tame dragons, salsa dance, and destabilize governments, among other activities. Rather than earning lame merit badges, Panda Scouts receive 60-pound, solid gold diamond-encrusted medallions upon mastering skills. And instead of boring old popcorn for fundraising, you can buy lemonade and top-quality crossbows. Red pandas also invented various other social activities that are unique to the red panda culture. For example, pogo stick parties are extremely common. Pandas will gather either at a private residence or in public, possibly spontaneously, and bounce on their pogo sticks, showing off cool tricks. They will also frequently go out in public and hand out informational pamphlets about red pandas, which serves as almost a pocket version of this very video that beings who are inferior to red pandas may reference at any time to remember their place in the red pandas universe. We've unfortunately run out of time. I barely even got to scratch the surface of everything there is to know about red pandas. Like if everything that could be known about red pandas were made into an onion. I've only vaguely described the onion to you well enough that you know it's roundish, but there are still many layers to be unfolded and fried with ranch on the side like a bloomin' onion. I hope now you have a better idea of the sheer greatness of the red panda master species and that you will no longer take them for granted.